Some words about the new album of Iron Maiden by the name Senjutsu, if I prefer it well, that came out in the beginning of September 2021. So, uh, first of all, I have to say that this is my personal opinion about the album, and I know that many people maybe they have different opinions, something that I can understand and I respect. I have to say that for me, Iron Maiden, they are the most beloved band ever and ever. If someone asks me which bands I prefer, first of all, I have so many bands that I like and I love. But first of all, I adore Iron Maiden, Manowar, and Slayer. So my connection with Iron Maiden is very, very strong. But from the other hand, I can say that I'm not someone that I will say that everything that Iron Maiden they're doing is best and it's very good. It's very good. No, there are some things that are not so very good. For example, I didn't like at all the Final Frontier album of them. I didn't like Virtual 11, of course, and even uh, Dance of Death is not one of my favorite albums. I have to say that Iron Maiden changed themselves step by step. Today they are even more progressive than before. Afterwards, that Bruce Dickinson and Adrian Smith came back to the band with the Brave New World, we have to speak about a new period, a new era of Iron Maiden, even more progressive than before. And if I have to say, from this new period, for me, the most beloved album is A Life of Matter and Death, and I know many people maybe don't agree with this opinion. Of course, I like very much Brave New World. I like very much the Book of Souls, and I can say that after these three great albums of the new period comes Senjutsu, the new album. Yes, for me, Dance of Death and The Final Frontier, they're not very, very good albums in my personal opinion. So, this is one thing, and I have also to say that great big bands like Iron Maiden, like Metallica, like Megadeth, maybe maybe the time maybe comes the time that these bands they have to stop to make new studio albums and all to perform live concerts, because these bands they're so great, so big, that we have to remember them with a good taste. And every time that they made a new album and they make a new album, we don't know if it's good, if it's not good. And for me, it's very, very good. For example, that Slayer that they stopped their career. Maybe I don't like that, but I prefer that they finished it with a very good album. Also, Black Sabbath, for example. No, this is my personal opinion, of course, and many people they prefer that will continue to make studio albums. So let's start and say some things about this special album. Many people will say that the voice of Bruce Dickinson is not so strong. Really, this is right, but you have to understand Bruce Dickinson is today is not so young, and he had so many problems with his health. So we can understand that also after all of these problems and his age, he has a very, very good voice. Uh, Inside the album, we have 10 songs. Some of them, or most of them, they are long songs. Only two songs, they are very, let's say, not so long, like the Past Times, Stratego and Days of Future Past, 4 to 5 minutes each one. But this is something that we know it, because in all these last albums, Iron Maiden, they write long songs, long period songs. So let's start. The first song is Senjutsu, 8 minutes and something. This song, Harris and Smith, they wrote the song, and it is a little bit progressive song. For me, I prefer that they would start the album with a song as Stratego than Senjutsu. That is it's a little bit more progressive for a beginner of an album. But also, I liked Senjutsu. In the beginning, in the first time that I listened to the song, I didn't so like the song, but today I can say that it's a good song. The second song, Stratego, 5 minutes. It's a great short period song of Iron Maiden. Harris and Gers, they wrote the song. They wrote the song, great song, and it is as it came out from Brave New World period. The third song, The Writing on the Wall, also it was the first single of the album, 6 minutes and something. A great song of Bruce Dickinson and Adrian Smith. For me, this is the best song of the album. Many people didn't like it. I like it very much. Also, it has a style of Western music in the beginning, but it's a very good, great song. For me, this is the best song of the album. Now, the fourth song, Lost in a Lost World. 9 minutes and a half. Harris wrote the song. It's the most strange song of the whole album, but it's a good song. The fifth song, Days of Future Past, is also a short period song of 4 minutes and something. Bruce Dickinson and Smith, they wrote it. It's very quick, but I prefer a little bit more Stratego from this song. In the sixth place, they put the song The Time Machine, or a song of Harris and Gers of 7 and something minutes. The Time Machine in the beginning is a little bit more folkish, and I don't know why, but in the beginning it was very close to another folk band, metal band from England, Skyclad, in my opinion of view. But it's also a very good song that I like it very much. The seventh song is the ballad of the album, Darkest Hour, 7 minutes and something. Smith and Dickinson. This is a song of Bruce Dickinson and Smith, Adrian Smith. Very close to the songs as a Man of Sorrows, of the Accent of Birth album of Bruce Dickinson. Okay, a nice song. Now, the eighth song, Death of the Celts. A great also song of 10 minutes and something. Harris wrote the song. Great song. Very close to the song The Classman of the Virtual 11. And I can say that it's very close to it, but a little bit even better. A little bit better than The Classman. Great song, Death of the Celts. Now, the ninth song, for me, is the worst song of the album. The Parchment, this is the name, 12 minutes and something. Very confused song of Harris. I didn't understand the song from the beginning to the end, unfortunately. And in the 10th song and the last song, Hell on Earth, great song of 11 and something minutes, also a song of Harris, but also it's a very good song of Iron Maiden. So if you ask me which song I prefer, first of all the Writing on the Wall, afterwards Stratego, afterwards Death of the Celts, afterwards The Time Machine, afterwards Lost in a Lost World, Senjutsu, Darkest Hour, Hell on Earth, also a great song, but the Parchment for me, this is catastrophical. I didn't like it at all. But if we see the album as a whole unity, it's a great album of Iron Maiden. So from Israel, from Jerusalem, stay metal and stay heavy, and of course up the irons.